sitting on Tyrone, who is a stunt double, and he's done some stunts for Manu and this season. Yeah, he was Manu's double. I landed on his head. So this poor guy looked up and there I was. And it wasn't in the scene. But you know, it was fun.
No, I was general. General. Dear Rob, as a general, I don't think my character was too good. It would cost you this much. Okay, Greg, you're released. Bye.
I did boot camp this year, and I have to say, it kicked my ass. It kicked my ass hard, and I basically went home and started popping ibuprofen like it was candy. I think one of my favorite moments was the bow and arrow when first they gave me the bow and arrow. I started shooting it, and my dad was an archer when he was younger, so I felt like, oh, I have natural inclination for it. And when I had it slow, I could do it. And then they're like, well, you need to just be able to raise it very quickly and just shoot. And you just go. I'm like, I've had this in my hand for about 5 minutes, starting shooting from me. Of course, it hits the cement wall, bounces back 50 feet, never seen the stunt double behind me. They had to do this diving roll. Sorry about that. No, but the boys down there, there's something about the TVs that are amazing. Like, those boys are amazing. They will take names, but at the same time they're so sweet and gentle, and they will encourage you to eat the banana before you eat throw. And they're really professional and tough boys.
And a lot of those guys, Alex Appleton, he has doubled Jason Statham, so like we're working with people who know their.
Dubbed in.
Hi, how are you? I just want to let you know I met you guys the other day, and you're all so beautiful and sweet, not just on the outside, but on the inside also.
Yeah.
And also that when I first saw this series or the show, my husband was watching and he kept saying, come here, I want to shake him. No, I'm doing it. No, come here, you got to see this. First thing I seen is TNA. I got to be careful. And I said, wow, this is a good show. But as I watched it through the week, I said, this show is so good, not because of what you do, I can't say, but you know, you're such great actors and actresses, and the storylines are so great. You don't even need that, but it's definitely a bonus. And I really don't have a major question. I guess my question would be, in the first season, I know some were in, some weren't in it, but my favorite phrase from the House of Cards there, I always have a hard time saying that.
But
C and D, and I can't say it now. But I laughed every time I heard the C and D comment. I don't know if that's a comedy piece or if that was a serious thing, but I'm sure a lot of people must have been laughing when I heard C and D. You know, I can't say it.
I love it. This is going to be the most cryptic panel. And then the G. And then they just come and whisper.
As far as behind the scenes, I'm sure you must have a lot of fun.
A lot of people said that same behind the scenes as well.
What is your favorite phrase that you get to say or something? I don't know, that sounds really stupid, but anything, well, that you think are funny that you have to say, that you think is maybe stupid or funny. That's probably nothing. Probably take off your clothes, but I mean,
I did what was really hysterical because we shoot in we shoot it basically in a giant studio, but it's a warehouse, and we shoot in the middle of winter. We don't wear that much, so a lot of it is we're
so cold.
Colder inside than it was outside. But of course, in the first season, the drought, right? The rain does not come, and so Viva, who plays Olympia, had this phrase which just cracked us up because we're slaves standing there with no shoes and like a little loincloth and you know, and she had this phrase where she was like, ooh, the heat in the dark. Thank
you very much. I just want to say, Craig, Mike.
Yes, ma'am.
I loved you in Lord of the Rings, and too big you didn't get a bigger party share.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I gotta stand on my TV customer, so forgive me if I fall over. I was just wondering, as professional actors and actresses, how do you deal with the rabid fans that cannot distinguish you from your character?
Most people aren't rabid, and we were talking about, this will sound really sucky, like your intro, but we were talking about this weekend. But the really lovely thing about this weekend for us is no one has been crazy. It's been kind of a really pleasant. I think the lovely thing with Spartacus is I've worked on other shows where there's sort of more confusion. I think Spartacus is, because it's a much more adult show, and not just adult in clothes come off, but the characters are much more human. They're much more real. Like there's no necessarily goodies or baddies as in life, and I think a lot of the time television is simplified down. It's kind of this childish view of the world that there are heroes and baddies and stuff. Where the writing with Spartacus is much more, everyone is flawed and everyone is trying to do the best in their own life. And part of that, so it makes the show a lot more adult, and I think people who enjoy it and get off on it have a much more adult sense of what it is. You know, it's a silly show, and don't get off on that. But yeah, and so people tend to have a much more realistic idea of that we are the actors, and it's a bit hard to confuse, 2,000 years ago.
Well, I randomly do have people ask me to get me wine, and I'm like,
and I like slap people in restaurants. So like Lisa calls, and she's like, well,
Thank you.
How you doing? Seeing that this is a partially comic book convention, what do you prefer, Marvel or DC?
Well, I eventually would love to be Huntress, so.
One over DC.
try to cover for you. I like to support all forms of art. And I think everyone's creative urge is valid. I like Donald Duck and Goofy comics.
They own Marvel now, so they're indirectly marbling.
But I also like Woody Woodpecker. I didn't really shoot a bird.
That's DC.
Who knows?
Maybe Thor, because he left it.
Maybe because I think I'd look quite cool with grey hair and a tan, so maybe Storm.
What's your favorite?
Marvel.
Of course.
Hello. I was wondering, do you have any favorite TV shows? I guess this is for all of you.
Game of Thrones right now.
Walking Dead, love.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really getting into Star Wars, new show, this is one of my but Magic City, and American Horror Stories.
American Horror Story is my absolute. Yeah. There was a thing that blew me away. I saw it last year and just went, oh God, someone's making this kind of television again. It's just twisted and it's kind of David Lynch from 15 years ago. And Jessica Lange, my God, she's good. And you just go, right, this is a movie star. And I think it's Oh, there's another shows like Magic City and Game of Thrones. The best stuff is being made in television at the moment. There's just like movies kind of bore me. Like it's fun to go and see the big ones, but so little really smart stuff has been made. And then in the world of television, we're getting these beautiful kind of character journeys and stories and
There's far better roles for women in television than I get to kind of play around a bit more with different genres.
and Doctor Who.
What's the car? You've got Doctor Who.
That's Back to the Future.
Oh, right, and what's the
Stargate.
Which one?
Stargate.
Oh,
Did you make that yourself?
No, I bought it actually at the convention.
They're your three favorite shows.
Stargate,
Or you just
I haven't
like
seen
two
too
of
much
them
of
and
that.
you've been, oh, what's Stargate?
It's part of the space and time, so
Time, space, in between is both.
yeah.
Time, space. Thank you.
Oh no, me again. Hi. You remember my name. I'm really happy. Actually, I'm really glad that you said you don't think anyone's crazy because I've been sitting back at the secret table going, I can't go over there again. But like someone asked me like where your booth was because they knew that I knew, and I was like, no, I can't show you. But I was actually wondering, since you were all in Legend of the Seeker as well, how do you think your characters in Spartacus and Seeker were similar, and how are they different?
Well, my characters were polar opposites. One, Spartacus in space, obviously, Robin to whoever the master is, wearing practically nothing, and in the Seeker, I'm a dominatrix, wearing head to toe leather, telling people what to do, so it was night and day.
Oh, there's that episode where Carl.
Oh yeah, she bitches about the shit out.
And she also telling you that tentacles doesn't exist. Let's see. I guess Sister Thea, and she's a light, so she's a good girl, and so Canadian, so they're kind of similar in that sense. Except I got to wear a gloriously long dress gown with a very cool bandana. It was sort of like a medieval jailer. With the so, but yeah, no, I mean, two completely different shows. It was great.
I had much better hair in Legend of the Secret. Beautiful hair. Great. Love that hair.
Glorious hair lives in a box now. Yeah, Seeker was a very different show. Seeker was kind of more, Seeker was kind of fun, silly, old-fashioned kind of adventure, wizardy stuff. And it was great fun. Like, it was so much fun to play. And the episode we did together was like the silliest, stupidest fun ever. Just kind of giggled and did 1950s acting. Yeah, so for tub for 2 days.
Yeah, I have to say, in Walter, I didn't know I wanted to Craig Parker's at the same time until it happened, and that was amazing. Not like that!
I tell you, a good film crew and we can make it happen again.
You do work with a lot of CGI in your current show, special effects.
Yeah,
What happened?
there's a lot of CGI in Spartacus, but the lovely thing with that is they create the world that we work in is always like we work in big studios, horrible and dirty, filthy a lot. But they will build, the villa will be an actual villa. The forest will be a chunk of actual forest, and the CGI is really the curtains around the outside. So we don't have to pretend much. Our world is incredibly detailed and realistic, where it's the backgrounds and sun and the stuff that they have laid. It's kind of the flash business stuff.
Craig and I were actually working on a New Zealand show together where we played love interest.
Diplomatic immunity?
Diplomatic
I was going to ask a diplomatic immunity question, but I thought everyone would get mad.
And he was on our show when we got cast as rock and roll. And I remember we were going just like, oh, we're going to do this wizard show, and we were laughing. We had a ring on, and we were like, but the power of
This guy Dave Farnham we were working with, suddenly I was Gonky Gorgon.
Yeah, it was Gonky Gorgon, the power of Gonky Gorgon. I didn't know where they came from.
I didn't have magic in the end. They took it away. Sorry, my dad.
Well, thank you, and I promise this is the last time I'll bother you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on? Nice seeing you again. I have like 2 questions. Yeah, I think 2 questions. Yeah. So like, were there ever any bloopers? I mean, not bloopers, like, were there ever any pranks on the set of Spartacus? And what was it like working with Andy Wilson?
Should we do Andy first?
Yeah, we got it done with Andy.
Andy was amazing, probably one of the gentlest, kindest souls that's out there, and working with him was an absolute joy. He was so willing to sit down and talk to you about the things, about 20 minutes before we went on, and just everything about him was just lovely. It was like he was a great support tone. So it was difficult to move on without him. Show a lot, but it was great working.
I think, I spent a little bit of time in the first season, but then I get off. But it's a wonderful thing, and it's a rare thing, I think, when you have a lead of a show. And one of the jobs of a lead is not just to be the lead in the story. You know, it's not just that they get a flash camera and you're the lead. It's part of the job is to be a captain, is to set a standard for everyone else in the production, and actors and crew and across the board. And sometimes you get people who don't take that job, or don't do that job very well. Andy was consummate professional. He would turn up before anyone else on set. He would be more prepared than anyone else on set. He was what he was. He looked amazing. He was a fantastic actor. He was beautiful. His soul was divine. And he established a quality to that show that we all then went, that's what we aim for, that's the quality and the professionalism and just the respect for the job. And I think he's very, very much the reason the show is going to continue. He established something that we all just went, this is worthwhile, it's valuable, it's not some silly show, it's TNA, it's actually worth making something beautiful here.
Captured pretty much everybody's part of season 1, and when everything went down, I don't think he had done such a great job, and a lot of that, his personality, his spirit comes through capturing the character as far as complex and honest at the same time. I don't think anybody wanted to have had control or season 2 if he hadn't done the job he's done in season 1. So we kind of owe the next couple of years of our livelihood to Andy.
And his blessing for the show to continue was an enormous part. And Stars are a remarkable network. They're kind of new to this, making shows, but there are a lot of networks that would just go, this is too difficult, it's costing too much money, we can't wait, let's move on. They did everything they could to kind of let him get better and get through to the prequel and all that kind of stuff. And when he did give his blessing for the show to go on, it did allow everyone else to do it. And his blessing of Liam taking over, and Liam has done a remarkable job. And I can't imagine the terror of you filling Andy's shoes. And the great thing is he hasn't tried to be Andy, and it's a different person. It's totally different Spartacus, but it moves on.
I had a wonderful time working with Andy. We had a tricky little ball to deal with, both of us, in the first season. So we used to get together on my trailer each day and we're like, what's Chris doing, what's he using? And I'm like, well, and I'm like, well, Chris is doing this. And we would just have these really great, wonderful chats. He helped me kind of get a gift for a thing that when I was starting to get into photography, and Andy is one of the most amazing photographers. So he sort of helped me choose. And he was just a normal amazing father to his kids.